what's up, Sniper team? Sniper Nick here, checking back in on our Tuesday together. And tonight, we're gonna go over the watch list for tomorrow morning, which is Wednesday, April 8th. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Oh, real quick, before I dive in, I do want to give a quick Sniper shout out to our boy Sauce Boy. Sniper Sauce Boy, the man himself. We had a nice trade on Virus together, and he said my Virus trades went through in the low 0.02s, but we were still able to take away $700 profit. That stock ended up going to 2.2 that day, but he was able to take, that predictable part of the move, which we love to play, and Sauce Boy was able to make $700. So quick shout out, but even cooler than that, if you scroll down a little bit more, he says he's been on a vacation this whole time, actually, through this craziness. It started with 14,000 before I flew out to Florida on 3/17, and now I have 17,488. So Sauce Boy, let's go, my man. Keep it going. Love to hear that, putting in the work. And we see you in the chat every day. We see you in the webinars with us every Wednesday. So keep it up, man. Let's keep on grinding. The next step is passing that 25K mark. And then let's go, man. Let's go. So that's good stuff there. But let's go ahead and let's dive into our watch list for tonight, which is, again, Wednesday, April 8th. First things first. First out we're going to talk about is DECN. It's this stock that we're looking at. This is the long-term chart of DECN. DECN is going to be a good one to talk about tonight because we actually made an intraday trade on it on a panic dip buy. If you haven't seen the panic dip buy video, make sure you check that out. Sniper Al breaks down a great panic dip buy and CYDY. These opportunities are there for you all the time, especially when you got huge runners like we're going to talk about in DECN. So I'll talk about the trade that we made, and then we're going to talk about, we actually got back in DECN, and we'll talk about what we're doing with it and what we're looking for overnight. So first things first, DECN, it's an OTC penny stock that spiked over 100% on Monday, so yesterday, after they announced they received FDA's acceptance on its Covid19 test kits. All right, so yesterday, as you could see, it had this huge spike day for that first green day, and then today, it ended up continuing. Big shout out to our boy Johnny. He grabbed it yesterday. He was able to make 14% in the morning. So nice job there, Johnny. But now, let's check out today. This morning, they come out with another news article. So they're pumping out the news articles to get going. And they announced that they received the serial number from the FDA on their product. And that pushed this stock 100% again. Okay, so DECN, it had an awesome push in the morning. It actually came up and broke its 52-week highs of 26 midday and ended up pushing all the way from that point to 30.95. Look at this amazing push here after it made that new high day here in the morning at 14. It gets a 100% push all the way to 30, but as you can see, it topped out at this 30 spot and then gets this huge pullback. And these are the panic dip buys that we're talking about that we like to watch. It's not something that's getting a quick 2% pullback or Apple's getting a 1% retracement or whatever you call it. It's an actual big pullback that we're looking for, and that's what's going on with DECN. As you can see, we waited patiently. We didn't even grab the first dip, right? Because it looked like it was a little bit premature. So when it does get that second dip and it cracks VWAP, we really started to look into it. So now let me go ahead. We actually have a recording of our trade today, and let me go ahead and dive into that so you can see. So check this out. DECN out a dip all the way from 39.5. And so now we're just waiting on the bidders to come and get and stack up here. And as you can see, we're getting our limit ready, getting ready to go in. And now some big bidders are coming in at 18.1. The bidders are stepping in, and here we go. Boom. More bidders at 19. So we went ahead and we put the limit in, and we're getting filled here. And bam, we have a full fill at 19.65. Let's go. Let's see what happens here. So now we're getting a little bit of push, and it's still holding here. And our cut point was 19. So as long as it didn't get under 19, we were going to let this thing ride a little bit to get that bump. As you can see, it held that 19.5 nicely. We're getting a little bit more of a push. Now we're in the 20s. It's coming back to VWAP. And the VWAP reclaim is a good spot. However, it's kind of struggling here at VWAP. And you see the big sellers came in at 21. So we went ahead and put our sell limit in, and a quick sell happened right there. We tried to get it at 21, end up getting the full fill at 28.5. From 19.6 to 29, That was a quick play, and that's $241 profit. So you can see that was a little bit sped up. We edited and sped it up a little bit, but it was really just making this quick move here. So it's definitely something you want to watch a couple times. You know, you'll see us play it in the chat. So if you're in the chat, always log it and be on the lookout for these and just watch them a couple times. And then like always, when you're trying out something new, start off with the smaller size, then see what you could do. But you could see how quick these ones move. This stock ended up bouncing from that 19.6 point and getting back up to 23. After that dip, DECN ends up hanging out right around VWAP for the rest of the day. And towards the end of the day, we said if it holds this range, as long as it holds that 18 support, this one has showed some gap up potential. It also has showed huge legs in the past, and it's also showing huge legs today. There is now only 20 minutes left. It's still holding 18, so we went ahead and swung again, and we got a fill down here at 19.9, deciding to swing it overnight with an 18.2 cut. And we're looking for a gap up and for the momentum to continue one more time tomorrow morning. So you can see it dropped big from that 30 spot. It's still down from it. So ideally, what we're looking for is to get that momentum going again from these two news articles and have that morning volume come in. Ideally, it gaps up to this 23 spot to the top of that range so we can get one more push in the morning. Or, you know, we get a gap up and get to test that spot early. We are going to be strict with our cut here. We're not going to give it much room since we don't have a cushion going in overnight. However, these coronavirus OTC dip buys have been strong. We're going to go ahead and cut it if it isn't gapping up or if it's opening up even. We're going to just take what's there and move on with it. 15,000 shares at 19.9. Let's see what we can get tomorrow, guys. Our next play on the list, this is an interesting one. YGYI, and this is actually on the short list. So this is good. We got to see a stock going long and what we're interested in on the long side. Now we're looking at YGYI, and this is one that we're looking at on the short side. YGYI is a listed stock, and they announced that the FDA approved their formula for hand sanitizer so they could start a hand sanitizer production. So this is the kind of craziness of the news that's happening right now in this market, because we got a hot sector with the COVID-19. Unfortunately, it is the worst, by far the worst sector momentum, because majority of the news is surrounded by negativity. However, as you can see for these penny stocks, they're trying to get themselves off the ground, and they're coming up with any kind of clever way to do it. YGYI has come out with a hand sanitizer production. The news article set the stock spiking 275% today. So that news article of the hand sanitizer sent this stock spiking 275% and closing at its high. So closing at 275%. And then look at this. In the watch list, we said it even continued after hours. So it got even higher after hours, okay? Wild, wild stuff goes down in this penny stock market, and that's why we love it. The volatility is there, and they come every day. This is just something to show you what was the new one of the day. This was a product of a low float short squeeze, and that is exactly what's going on here. That's why this first big green day is up 275%. It is not because the company is coming out with hand sanitizer. It's nice to see that they're trying to, you know, play their part in this COVID-19 craziness. However, that hand sanitizer production should not make the stock go all the way up from 61, where it was at Monday, to close at 270s and then into the 280s after hours. This does spike one more time. This is on the high alert for a short. Let's dive into the 1 day, 1 minute, and let me show you the magic that happened today. We want to see one more morning spike. Ideally, it gaps up, so it's got even more room to come down. And then after the gap up, it gets one more spike in the morning. And if it does get that, this is going to be, again, on high alert for us. The key resistance spots on the long-term chart is 380, 445, and $5. If it does spike up to those will be the key spots to watch. I hope that hand sanitizer is good, though, and I hope you guys can get it out quick enough because there is high demand. I went to the corner store and they didn't have hand sanitizer, so hurry up, get it out to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, YGYI. And last but not least, we always like to have a wild card pick of the night, and tonight we have two wild card picks because they're very similar. We got our guy BUZI and PHUN, And these are two low float listed NASDAQ stocks that both got late day news articles. They both got their news articles during power hour, so between 3 and 4, and all their volume came in that last hour, and that volume so happened to be double both of these stocks' average volume. Alright, so they got some attention at the end of the day. The news came out at the end of the day, so they're fresh news plays. So we're looking to see if these ones can hold up to get a potential second leg tomorrow. Okay, they both got very nice pushes at the end of the day, and they're closing off their highs. So we're going to watch the high of the day today as key spots. For VUZI, the high of the day today is also a key spot. As you can see, it's the month resistance here. VUZI came out with their news at 3:47, and they announced that they received an order for their smart glasses in response to remote healthcare needs from Covid-19 in Netherlands. Okay, so they threw that Covid-19 keyword in there so they could get some hype up behind it. And then PHUM came out with news at 3:30 announcing that they launched a pandemic response solution on mobile to address COVID-19. Alright, so both the news articles kind of phony, but it did bring the attention here. It got good volume in the last hour, and these are fresh plays now, fresh low flow plays. As you can see with YGYI, that low flow play got a crazy run. So, as the wildcard picks, we're going to keep an eye on both of them. The key spot for VUZI is 165 and then that 170 month resistance. And then for PHUN, check that spike out. It's actually a 50% spike. Very, very, very nice, 50% plus. And that key spot now is 94 for PHUN. Ideally for both these, we want them to create some more support under that high tomorrow, and then get that volume burst, that morning volume, to push it to give it that second leg. Again, these are the wildcard picks, so we'll just keep an eye out for now. However, very nice spikes at the end of the day, so good stuff, guys. And that wraps it up for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Some exciting new plays to talk about on our webinar tomorrow. We're excited to dive in with everybody, so we'll see you guys there. For everyone else, see you guys early in the chat tomorrow. Excited to dive back in. We had a great take-up bag Tuesday, and now let's see what's going to happen for tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, April 8th. Much love, snipers. Talk to you guys tomorrow.